Huh. Whoa! Didn't notice you there. Hey, I'm gonna take off my headphones, just to be courteous. Want to be a good host here. So something has made me kind of crazy lately. Whether or not you believe in certain things, do you think genocide is a cool thing? Any
Hi, baby, you got big.
Holy smokes, everything is changing so fast. My millennial brain, like an iPhone 5, is trying to process all that's going on, slowly slowing down ever more, holding on to an old network. Well, not everything computes. Seems intentional, obstacled. We've got mental health crises. We've got young men and women going buck wild in totally different ways. We've got violence. We've got war. We've got all sorts of stuff that you likely didn't come here to see some dude talk about. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. So let's get to the skies, balloons. Let's take to the skies. Let's fill up some hot air balloons and fly. Yeah. But in all reality, that's probably not what you came here to talk about. I've taken to the skies for a reason. I mean, the screens. I've taken to the screens for a very particular reason.
In honor of George Floyd. And I really hope we can see more unity and more peace when already things are so difficult.
It upsets me what I see going on, and we'll get into it a little bit later. There's a lot of talking heads that a lot of people are believing because it's a formula. They like to play on people's fears, irrational fears, and all kinds of things that are unethical and frankly invasive and probably illegal. So I've taken to the screens to hope. My humble hope that you might listen to my experiences. I am not going to try to push my opinions upon you, but only relay my human experience, and a very unique human experience at that. I may look like a normal white dude from America, but you'd be surprised. Some TLC level drama, I'd say it compares to that. Fellow folk having trouble with a world and circumstances that we did not evolve to thrive within. My fellow brothers and sisters that are having trouble with the world within circumstances that we didn't evolve to thrive within, but are learning how to. Hopefully, we're doing our best, right? We are adapting, and we shall overcome. I propose that we will overcome. No matter what, we'll figure it out. It'll be good. Having faith. It doesn't have to be in a Christian God. It doesn't have to be in Allah. Having faith in yourself, your own intuition, whatever it is. I believe that's integral to your own health and your own, what's the word? I wanted to say promiscuity. That's definitely not it. It's like upward movement and spiritual growth. Prosperity. It is crucial to your prosperity that we understand that all this good stuff, that we have faith. We are adapting and we shall overcome. Teamwork makes the dream work. So let's get it together, guys, and help one another. Well, smile upon your. Wait, how does that song go? Smile upon your Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Wait. Smile upon your brother, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. It's not how it goes, but you might have heard it. It's a popular song. I believe it might be in Forrest Gump. So fellow hermanos, I don't know if that starts with the rolling on. Hermanos and hermanas, struggling with now more than ever. People need to speak up and be heard. That's you too. In whatever language that you speak, I want to hear it. Okay? Because I need you now more than ever. Yeah, you. The average person. I'm not saying you're average. You're probably more average. You're above average. You're more above average than I am in lots of ways. And that just goes to show you that there's no way of comparing these things because success is arbitrary, okay? We have an idea of what success should look like as a male at my age. That doesn't mean I'm all those things. And that doesn't mean that the guy in that picture who embodies that idea is all those things either. Because I am things that he is not, and he is things that I am not. I hope that makes some sense. And if it doesn't, then refer to a future video. I'm going to talk about it a little bit. Fellow hermanos and hermanas, now is the time to speak up. People are being put through shit and struggling with things that they never had to even think about before. And I propose that we band together as best we can using this great medium of the internet to fight against tyranny. I know that sounds so self-righteous and, what's the word? Egotistic, or I don't know what it sounds like. I hope it sounds good, because if we can find community, especially through something like this, that is power. That is real power. I would argue that local community is perhaps more powerful, or the combination of the two is obviously more powerful. So let's get it to smile upon your brother. Let's get it together. Anyhow, fellow hermanos and hermanas, let's be human. Let's interact. This is a world fueled by division these days. If they can divide us and take away our roots and our cultures forcibly or just over the sequences of time, then they can better sell us things. They can better put us into little boxes. You know, there's all sorts of matrices going around that put us into these little boxes so they can tell us what the solution is. That's literally like business 101, is to find their problem. Find somebody's problem, invent a freaking solution, and then present it to them in a way that makes it feel like the only option. Anyhow, machined business will take and exploit the heck out of every semblance of division we show to exist. Yeah, machined business will take and exploit the heck out of every semblance of division we prove to exist. It's profitable. If you divide people into teens, adolescents, children, young children, toddlers, young adults, mid-sized adults, regular-sized adults, elderly people, retired people, dead people, then you can make more money off them because you can target that demographic so long as they identify with that group. And if it's in our media, if it's in what we are imbibing on a daily basis, then we're likely to identify with those particular boxes. Just makes a man sigh or sniff like that, like long nose inhale, like clenched fists, like make somebody want to wear a shirt that says "human filth clutters the earth," kind of. And I'm not trying to make you laugh. I'm just trying to communicate the gravitas of the situation. I think gravitas means gravity. I know it means gravity in another situation. I don't know anything. Do we really know anything? I would argue that we don't, because things are changing every day. Yeah, we might know something right in this moment, but as far as us as an internal something that can know something eternally, How? So much changes. Anyhow, that's a little boop boop. I'll sway away from the stuff for the sake of, my audience. Some people are into it, some people are not. I'm not bashing the ones that aren't. I don't even know what I'm talking about at this point, so who am I to judge? Let's be human and interact. That's what I'm getting to, is we don't have to be enslaved by these machines and these algorithms. We can be nice. We can do this. We can connect with people online. We can... Did I just contradict myself? Did I just contradict myself? It's okay. It's okay. See, being okay with making mistakes. It's okay. Make mistakes. Take risks. Don't be complacent. I feel like people get to a point in their lives where they just kind of accept whatever works, even if a lot of it's really bad for not only them but the people around them. And because they found it helps them survive, they're not going to change it, and they're super stubborn to anything that even remotely gets anywhere near the boundaries of that belief system. Anyway, I digress. This is the Wild West. Literally, I am in a cabin on a piece of farm property. The farmhouse is about 60 yards that way. I think that's about 60 meters for the rest of the world. And I live by the Verde River. That's about all the public information I'm going to disclose about myself online. Anywho, this is the Wild West. It still is. I see things go here in this state that would never fly in other parts of the country and other parts of the world. What is with me digressing? Do I enjoy it? I just got comfortable talking to a camera, and now I'm just starting to babble to it. What is this? Anyhow, this is the Wild West. We rest upon the frontiers of humanity. Let us advance with courage, with vigor, with laughter. Even those things don't have to be mutually exclusive. We can laugh at ourselves and still be freaking serious when it comes down to the shite that matters. None of us came here to be victims, okay? Let that sit in for a second. Just 2, 3, 4. Just 8 seconds. Of a tired old way. None of us came here to be victims of a tired old way, and that is what we are living in. Institutions and ways of life and things. It's the whole conservativeness. It's worked for a while, so why don't we continue to do it? But why be content in that? Where's the joy in that? I'm not saying by virtue of it being old that it is bad. There are many old things that are great that I personally endorse. But there is objective proof that this tired old way manifests in very detrimental ways to not only people, but to everything, to the people we care about, which are people, but to the things we care about, the rivers. Think about the rivers. Think about clean water for the children. The mountains. We can climb them now. But strip mining, I studied geology for a good while, and that destroys mountains. I'm not going to get into all the nitpicking about all that, because that's getting into the opinion territory that I'm trying to stay away from, to present an objective point of view. It's a very nuanced thing. Anyway, I say that we came here to live. We came here to live our best lives. We came here to thrive as best we can figure out how to. Feel like there might have been one too many words in that sentence, but it's okay. We can thrive, and with the proper tools in hand, we will. Wow, I feel like I'm being really dramatic right now. Maybe cool it down a little bit. Anyhow, So back to talking about the Wild West. We rest upon the frontier of humanity. Let us advance with courage, with laughter. None of us came here to be the victims of a tired old way. We came here to live, and with the proper tools in hand, and with the proper tools in hand and a mind to learn their proper usage, none of us came here to be the victims of a tired old way. None of us came here to be the victims of a tired old way. We came here to live. And with the proper tools and the knowledge to use them properly and the patience to go about that learning process, we may just thrive. We may have the time of our lives. The ails of society are indicative of trauma deep below the surface. Deep below the surface, okay? It's a symptom. Somebody's suffering, something that's happening on a large scale is indicative of as above, so below. If you know what I'm talking about, cool. If you don't, then that's okay too. Indicative of the trauma below the surface are all this suffering we see. That's what it is. And I propose that we address that trauma beneath the surface rather than throwing reforms at shit. I'm not saying we, burn it all down and destroy all the institutions we know and love, like the IRS and the CIA and stuff, like I would never say anything like that. Like, government is perfect how it is, yeah, like let's tweak it a little bit, it'll be fine. It's not like it's built on decades and centuries of underlining thoughts that don't at all align with those that we have now, or built with certain intentions in mind, or scientific truths at the time that are proven to be not true anymore. It's not like it's like that, okay? It's not like we have to untangle this interlaced network of wildness, okay? It's not like we have to untangle this intertangled web of crazy thinking and anyway, we don't have to do that, okay? We don't have to have a revolution. We can just chill. Anyhow, the ails of society are indicative of the trauma beneath the surface, and it is not profitable to dig that beep up. And so for the time being, I propose that we are left to our own devices to and with the technology we have to harness, what we can harness, brothers, sisters, house pets, creatures of the sea, big feet, I do size 13s, 14 sometimes. We are capable of overcoming just about anything. We are capable of overcoming the many trials and woes of this existence, and together we stand a chance. You inhabit a miracle, a heart that pumps blood to your every inch. You are a warm-blooded, heat-seeking missile with a supercomputer attached to it. Believe in that. If you are in need of something to believe in something greater than yourself. It is objectively miraculous. All right? Okay, you don't have to be organized religion. If it works for you, that's great. But having faith in anything, that your heart will continue to pump blood to every inch until your time comes, as is inevitable. You can still have faith that for the duration of your time watching this video, it is incredibly likely that your blood will continue to pump using this miraculous organ. So being that warm-blooded, heat-seeking missile with a supercomputer attached, what are we gonna do with that power? because my dad tried to quote Spider-Man to me the other day, and I said, just don't do it. Like, I wouldn't have been mad if he had, but I'm glad he didn't, alright? Because I know I didn't need to hear it again. Believe in that if you are in need of something to believe it. It is objectively miraculous. We are a supercomputer. Believe in that if you are in need of something to believe in. It is objectively miraculous. We, like the gods of old, like the gods of the mythologies, of all the greatest stories on earth, have the ability to create. We can conceive of something in our mind, and with our hands, we can bring that into being. That's awesome. That's freaking cool. I think so. Like these gods, we have the gift. We have the gift of creation, my man, my dude, my non-binary folk them. We've got the gift of creation. We've got the gift of free will. We can forge the future if we set our freaking minds to it and put the work in. I'm no stranger to being overwhelmed in this cold, toe-numbing, frost-biting world. Which is why I speak today. If you are stuck in a hole, if you are stuck in a hole, somebody can walk by with some food and just throw it down there, But if you are stuck in a hole, somebody can walk by with some food and throw it down there. A preacher can toss down a Bible, a self-help book. Could could throw down some Jordan Peterson, even, for you to read. And it might help you get out of the hole eventually. And it might show you how to survive while you're down in that hole and how to get out safely. But it is not a matter of willingness, but a matter of ability. It is not a matter of willingness, but a matter of ability. Many will tell you to tell them how to help, and it seems a running theme these days that those who would otherwise be willing to help are simply out of their depth. We are pressured by weight of a peculiar shape they have never seen before. We are not computers. We are not media. We are human, and by grace, if we remember our humanity, we'll enjoy the experience. With ever more distractions and points of separation popping up to steal your attention and intention and profit off of your energy and decisions, it is no wonder so many feel isolated physically, emotionally, even spiritually, like a whirring machine grinding and separating chickens and placing them into hot dogs. So exists technology, spinning us up and putting us into algorithmically optimal boxes, harvesting our attention and energy, stealing the details of our personal lives, our personalities. It's ridiculous. Harvesting our attention and energy, stealing the details of our personality and choices, ever expanding to take on one more second of your time. And how much do you value your time? I know I've struggled with making the most of my time before, but having faith in that next moment, that I'm going to do my best in that next moment, having the confidence that I am going to succeed in what I try to succeed in, that's what having faith looks like for me. Yes, humans can take advantage of us and break our trust. But ever expanding to take on one more second of our time, or dig 1 inch deeper into your mind, time, and love that may otherwise be spent with another human being, or a passion, or a hobby, or something that brings true meaning and purpose to your life. Yes, humans can take advantage of us and break our trust, but we have agency in this matter. With our screens, it is by default we willingly exchange our humanity for tech like an android, because it has the potential to improve the quality of our lives and help us get work done. And I'm not bashing phones. I use mine. I'm mildly addicted to it. It's kind of a problem because it does have the potential to wildly change our lives for the better, which in many cases it does, and I don't debate it having a cost. I protest that we have no choice in how to pay for it. It is by default that our data and our personhood is extracted and used to put us into a box in order to better market our individuality. I hope that makes sense. I protest that. For that which seeks to know our every trigger, pain point, logic, pattern in order to better sell it back to us? Sounds like a freaking spy in the bad movie to me. Maybe even a good movie, because James Bond sucks. Especially all the ones before the most recent one. But even the most recent one, terrible. Hey, why white men suffer under patriarchy and systemic racism. Let's get into some fun shit. Yeah, boom, woo!